fifth spring is set to end next week, and we'll be back to winter here. The plus 20 degrees Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit weather has been nice, but it's a little strange. If you want to respond to me as to what the weather's been like for you, I know it's been very different across Canada and the US. It's very different worlds, east and west. So you can always respond to me through Spotify with a voice message, or just go to my website and send me an email, or just fill out the form there. Now for this month, my article focuses on rotation. It's hard to quantify, but the effects of it are real. And with weather, markets, and geopolitical risks, they're all very big concerns this year. So a crop rotation just adds stability. No one crop will carry the farm, but just as importantly, no one crop will put the farm at risk. So in case you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Scott Gillespie, and I'm an Alberta-based author, podcaster, and independent agronomy consultant. I have nearly 2 decades of experience in dryland and irrigated specialty crop systems, working across organic, conventional, and regenerative farms. Through my consulting, my podcast, which you're listening to right now, Plant Stake Soil, and my book, Practical Regeneration, Realistic Strategies for Climate-Smart Agriculture, the basis of my advice is simple. It's science-backed practices that promote environmental stewardship and farm profitability. Now, you're listening to this on Spotify, or maybe watching it on YouTube, or even on Spotify too, because I put the video up there. But you can get the exact same content as a newsletter that goes just straight to your email. That's through MailChimp. You can also get it as a LinkedIn newsletter if you're on that platform. You can check in the episode description for details on that. So on to the main content, rotation as risk management. So we tend to evaluate crops 1 year at a time. So like, what is canola priced at? Are peas going to be in high demand? What's the basis? What pencils out the spring? But farms don't operate 1 year at a time. They operate in cycles, which are weather cycles, disease cycles, market cycles, and workload cycles. And so rotation is one of the few tools we have that directly spreads across all of those. When we tighten rotations to chase the hot crop, we often don't notice the risk we're concentrating. So disease pressures build faster, soil-borne pathogens, they don't get a break. Root systems become less diverse, and residue patterns do change. So nitrogen cycling becomes more dependent on inputs rather than on biology. And even in labor and equipment, timing gets compressed. So everything works until it doesn't. But cereals, pulses, and oil seeds each bring something different to the farm. So cereals give us rooting depth, residue cover, and workload spread. Pulses bring biological nitrogen, microbial stimulation, and diversity, but they also can introduce their own disease considerations and management complexity. Oil seeds like canola bring strong gross revenue potential, but they also carry a tighter disease interval and higher economic exposure. So no crop is good or bad in isolation. It's just what risk are you taking by how often you grow it? And that's really the heart of the discussion. Rotation isn't about maximizing yield in a single season. It's about protecting stability over time. It's about reducing the odds that one bad year, agronomic or economic, does real damage. Now, a solid 4-year crop rotation won't always win top-line comparison in a hot commodity year, but it often wins on consistency, especially when weather, input markets, and geopolitical risks are all moving targets. So in this article that I have in Better Farming for this month, I'll walk through the high-level thinking. So how disease builds in shortened rotations, how pulses change nitrogen dynamics, and how rooting depth and soil structure factor in, and why stability often beats chasing the top dollar. To read the full article, just look in the episode description, and you'll see a link to the transcript. And why I do that is that then everything is all in one space. It's on my website, so that doesn't change. And so the link is there, and you'll be able to get straight to the article. So thanks for your attention. If something resonated, let me know. I love to hear from people. Also, sharing in your social networks, whether a post to a small group of your friends, colleagues, or clients, is very much appreciated. You can also support me by picking up a copy of my book, Practical Regeneration, or reaching out for agronomy support. And all the information can be found on my website, www.plantsdigsoil.com. So here's to growing more, believing less, and always digging a little deeper.